Why, hello there. Hello, it's me, Theo! What are we talking about today? One of my favorite things, like, ever. The lime hawk moth! More specifically, moths in general. Now, can I sum up the whole entire species in one short 3-minute video? No. I mean, if you think I could, thank you. But today, I'll be telling you what I know about them and some cool, interesting facts, because why not? Okay, let's talk about this chubby butterfly. For starters, the difference between a butterfly and a moth is that butterflies, they have much more thinner bodies, thinner wings, they're just a thinner species. Also, they cannot be this big. Moths, they can be smaller than butterflies, or they could be like a lot larger. For example, a wingspan of a white witch moth is like 14 inches, but there can also be one that is only like a silk moth, which is a lot smaller. Coincidentally, there are moths, like there's two different types. There's like a regular moth and then there's a hawk moth. Hawk moths, they have much thinner bodies, but they're more aerodynamic rather than just being super thin like a butterfly's body would be. But regular moths, they have like a much more wider, more chunky body, if you will. I'm not calling them fat, but they are just a little fatter. My bad. Larger! On to coloring. There are a lot of moths that mimic other species. I don't know if they adapt to this, but it's still fun to learn about. I had to look this one up. For those of you who don't know, this is my Rambo book. These pages are filled with moth facts. The main ones that I know of are hummingbird, hawk moth, hornet moth, owl moth, tiger moth, and leopard moth. All 5 of these mimic those species. Not simultaneously, but like individually. For example, the tiger moth, has the stripes of a tiger. The owl moth looks like the feathers, and their spots kind of look like the eyes. The leopard moth also has the spots, which can be a little creepy, but it's still really cool. I want to more specifically talk about the hummingbird, hawk moth, and the hornet moth. Stims. Because they both look and mimic the species that they are named after. For example, a hummingbird, hawk moth, and the hornet moth, actually, they both mimic the flight patterns, and they both look the part. A lot of the time, whenever people would find a hornet moth, they would actually think it's an actual hornet, but it's an actual moth. Hummingbird moths, they're obviously a lot smaller than hummingbirds, but the way that they flap their wings looks exactly the same, and moths like sugar. So, what a coincidence, right? Unlike the hornet and the hummingbird hawk moth, the tiger and the leopard moth, they don't actually act like the species that they're named after. Same with the owl moth. To conclude this little video, my favorite moth is the lime hawk moth. Yay! I don't know. What's your favorite if you have a favorite? Thanks for listening. Bye!